There is a difference between wanting God to bless us and wanting God's blessings for us. The Bible tells us that our days are numbered, all of the days of our life are written down in heaven. God knows exactly why He created us, how much time He was going to give us to walk out the plans and purpose that He has for our lives. Like it's written down. But we don't really we don't find out what our purpose is except from God. We have to go to Him to find out why He created us. And we have to allow Him to walk us through the process of fulfilling our destiny. But we get in this world and we look around and we decide for ourselves, well, I want to be rich. And I want to be married to this person, or I have all these gifts and talents. I don't want to put it towards this particular industry. I want to do whatever I want to do over here, whatever the case is. And there is no purpose that God is going to have for a person's life that's not going to first and foremost glorify Him. Why does any inventor invent anything? I mean, that thing is going to have a purpose. It's a reason why he created it, to solve some type of problem, to do something, but also to stamp their name on it and to say, I did this. So what benefit would it be to the inventor for that thing's purpose not to be a positive reflection on the inventor, or what they consider to be a positive reflection? So same thing with God. Whatever God wants you to do, whatever He created us to do, it's going to be for His glory. But we decide that, sometimes we don't want what God wants for us. We don't want to glorify God with our gifts and talents that He's given us. We want to acquire the riches of this world. But we convince ourselves that we are doing it for God. Your whole point in starting this business, or writing these songs, singing these songs, throwing this ball, creating these inventions, whatever it is that you are doing, that you have put your hand to, just because it brings you a lot of money and worldly success does not mean that you are automatically glorifying God, even if He allows the success. Back in the Old Testament, when He sent Moses to free the children of Israel from Egypt, and He had promised them that He was going to bring them into a promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey just for them. There was a part where they just continue to be disobedient. They continue to do their own thing. And really the main issue was they continued to complain. Every problem that arose, they complaining. Why you bring us out here to starve us to death? Why you bring us out here to to make us, dehydrate us to death? Whatever. But all these complaints are coming after God has not only caused all these different plagues and stuff in Egypt to force Pharaoh to let his people go. Not only did He let His people go, but the Lord gave the children of Israel so much favor with the people that had formerly oppressed them, that these people gave them all types of riches and gold, silver, livestock, fine linens, like sent them out with a bang. Okay, God was able to do that. God was the one that parted the Red Sea so that they would walk through on dry land. God had done all these things, and as soon as they ran into a problem, It's like, you should have left us where we was in slavery. We do the same thing. But that's a whole nother subject. Back to the subject at hand. When the Lord had every intention on blessing these people, and he still said, I'm gonna take them into the promised land because I'm not gonna go back on my word. But he told Moses at one point, but I'm not gonna go with y'all. These people had strived with God and complained and acted such a fool to where God was not going to renege on his promise. But he told Moses, my presence is not going to go with y'all. So that leads me to believe that the Lord can allow you to get to a certain elevation, especially in worldly things, but that don't necessarily mean that his blessing is on that thing, or his presence is in the midst of that thing, or that he is in agreement with how you've gone about getting it, how you've gone about doing it, how you're moving in that situation. And Moses told him in response, Lord, if you ain't with us, I don't want to go. Like, don't send me if you ain't going. And of course, he prayed. He interceded for the Israelites, and the Lord ended up going with them. Now, mind you, that generation didn't get into the promised land because they kept up with the foolishness. They kept complaining. They kept being disobedient. Like they just wasn't ready for the promise, which a lot of us ain't. But it's a difference between wanting God to bless us and wanting God's blessings for our lives. God's blessings. What he said before the foundations of the earth that he wanted to give us. They don't always look the same. The things that we aspire to have so badly, that we work so hard for in this world, sometimes they are the opposite of what God intended, how God intended for us to glorify him in the way that he wanted to bless us. Money, status, popularity, these different things, they be the exact reason for a lot of people downfall. Why half of us praying to win the lottery, you being poor is probably the only thing keeping you saved and sanctified. But of course, we don't look at it that way. Nevertheless, be mindful. That's my encouragement. Just be mindful if the things that you are praying for God to bless you with are actually the things that are within his will to bless you.